Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at June favorites. June has been a strong makeup month for me. I think I've said that for May, April, possibly March and February. But this is a very distilled list. With all of the makeup releases, we're seeing releases every week. So with so much makeup to try, I've really distilled it down because I'm picky about what makeup to get and review because there are many options. And then after that, try them out, review for you guys. I then distill it down to a favorites video. So hopefully you find some of these products interesting, especially if you've been kind of waiting to see. Also, July long is coming out. There's gonna be definitely some sales. Maybe you guys can pick some of these up with a really nice discount to go along with it. So first item I have here is from Chantecaille. This is their Real Bronze. This is in the shade Goya. I have last year purchased Serena. Let me just swatch it for you. Serena is perfect for me as like an all over. I can also use it to contour, but Goya being deeper just gives me the ability to really make a contour pop. So it's not an all over bronzer for me. It's too deep, but it can really, make those like really sharp kind of contours or edges really pop. And I loved it. When I used it for my demo video, I thought this was excellent. These products are quite soft. They have a bit of a sheen to them, so they're not matte powders. They're big gelée and they're not matte. The finish gives you this nice sheen to it. But it's not so much that if you had combination oily skin that it would just make you extra oily. In fact, it does stay on really nice throughout the day. So for the reason that this is a great perfect shade for that sharp contouring, and it's a beautiful product that wears really nicely, I have put this into my June favorites. The next item here is from Pat McGrath. It is her Luxe Quad Voyeuristic Vixen, this shade here. I mean, you will get fallout from it. It is flaky because it's kind of like a foil texture, but it gives you that undeniable pop, that Pat McGrath quality and just wow factor to it. For that reason, just how beautiful this color story is, I've included in my June favorites. The next item I have here is also from Pat McGrath. It's her Divine Blushes. These wear beautifully. My favorite from the 4 shades that I got to try for you guys to review is going to be Flirtatious. Beautiful. Of the, I think, 7 or 8 shades that she released for her blushes, 2 of them is in a satin finish, and this is one of them. And I just love how it gives you that added radiance. And I just am so drawn to this kind of like nudie pink shade. These are beautiful. Pat McGrath is having a summer sale on her site right now. So if you see any of these Pat McGrath items that you're interested in or want to get, I think now is definitely the time. Then of course is the highlighter. I think she nailed it with this highlighter. This is in the shade Golden Nectar. It's gorgeous. So wearable. It's like a peachy pink and you've got a little bit of a shimmer here. The texture, all of it is unlike the previous highlighters she's released last year, and I think one this year too. This one I think is like the perfect in between of like kind of like metallic finish and then some sparkles, but also it's nice and creamy. So you can blend really easily. It sits and kind of melds into your skin. I think it's such a beautiful highlighter. That's why I've also included in my June favorites. Then I have from Chantecaille, their Mermaid Eye Color. This is in the shade Starfish. So beautiful. When I demoed this for you guys were just, you loved it. You love the shade. When it's concentrated, it looks like this, but the moment you start blending it out, it becomes like very wearable for daytime as well. And then also it just, because of the texture of this product, it just gives you dimension without you having to apply, you know, a different shade or a different product on top. These are just exquisite. I just absolutely love these. They're beautiful. Following that is going to be the Kogendo 4 Looks Mineral Eyeshadow Palette. The pigmentation is quite light, the payoff, but you get a very sophisticated look from it because the formulation here, these eyeshadows brighten and soften the focus on your lids. So you get this very like elegant look, and I equate that to very like business sophisticated, but not boring. And you can get some dimensions just from this palette, this color story alone. And I like to, you know, depending on the shades I use, I like to pop something in the center of the lid, just really brightening, really either glittery or very metallic to give it even more dimension. But if that's not something you're interested in or you don't need, definitely this palette has everything already. So I find this just so stunning and unassuming too. This kind of flew under the radar. I did see news of it when it was announced and then when it was launched, but just afterwards, you didn't see a lot of people talk about it. There doesn't seem to be, you know, in the circle of content creators that I watch, there just weren't many. I think I saw one. It was Michelle Wong's a review of this palette. And speaking of soft pigmentation, you know, very wearable, I have the Dior Cruise Look palette inspired by the 2022 Cruise collection. This is a beautiful palette. These shades here, very neutral, easy to wear, and then you've got something very brightening. Not intimidating, just very brightening, and then you've got this pop of color. You can use it to give you more dimension, more interest, or you can center around your look on the shade. So I think it has, you know, everything we love about a nice satin finish neutral palette, but then it gives you a little bit more than that, like a pop of color you can really use to do something more if you wanted to. Somebody asked me how this compares to Nude Dress, and it's basically what I just said. This pop of color here kind of transforms the palette to something a bit more than what Nude Dress can offer. Nude Dress, as the name implies, it's a nude palette, and so you get very nude looks from it. The next product I have here is from Chantecaille. This is their Hydrating Gel Cream Blush in Happy. It is also what I'm wearing on my left cheek today. And I am wearing a different shade here. It might not be that obvious, but I just love this. It has a cooling sensation when you apply it. I guess it's supposed to be hydrating, and it just wears so nicely. The shade is also this like bright light pink that has some like metallic finish to it, just the lightest. It gives you the sheen, the radiance, and it's so pretty. I've been grabbing for this ever since it's gotten pretty warm here, and it's gonna only get warmer and warmer as we get right into the middle of summer. I've really just been looking forward to using this. And speaking of cream blushes, how could we leave out the Lisa Eldridge Enlivening Blush? I have Island Glow on my right cheek. Previous to this video, I was filming a video on cream blushes. That's why I have two different shades. Although, if I didn't say anything, I'm not sure if you guys would have noticed. Like, now that I said it, I think it's obvious this is more like orange, and this is pink, maybe rosy. So these enlivening blushes also wear very beautifully. My only kind of two picky things about it is, depending on the shade, it could be quite difficult to get the product out of the tubes. And the second thing is, these are so pigmented, like the brighter shades are so pigmented and so concentrated in their color that there is a bit of a learning curve, and you need maybe like a speck of product blend out or blend in, I guess, into your skin, and then you can go back for like a second speck. But you really, like, even having a dot of it could be too much. It needs to be like a smaller dot, like even tinier. So between those two things, I would prefer this on the day-to-day because it's just really fast to get it onto the cheeks and know that you're not going to overdo it. But this will require, you know, a little bit more work, but it wears very, very beautifully. And these do kind of have a flat finish. You know, it gives you, I shouldn't say flat. It does not have any kind of sheen or reflective quality to it, but it wears very naturally. I do have a highlighter on the high points here, but it wears very naturally and very skin-like. So I take that back. It's not flat at all. It just wears very much like your skin. This shade that I keep waving around is Pink Soap. And this shade, being that it's more neutral pink, is very easy to wear. It's also the easiest to get the product out. Like with just a little bit of pressure, you'll get product and you could blend in into your cheeks without much trouble. You're not gonna go overboard. Like once I start blending this out, you can see how natural it begins to look, and it's really beautiful. I don't quite have a favorite shade from the 4 blushes that I got from Lisa Eldridge, but I wanna say for ease of use, I'm definitely gonna reach for Pink Soap way more often. And then after that, it's probably Island Glow, which is what I have on the right cheek. It is also very tough to get product out of this tube, but I love the shade and love that kind of coral shade for the summer. And then we're on a roll with Lisa Eldridge products. I have her Lucent lipsticks here. They are all wonderful. This formula is just beyond. These are sheer lipsticks that you can build on pigmentation, and I find that while they're not going to give you the coverage like a lipstick like the one I'm wearing now today, it's all good. These are fantastic. I think the secret to them is the formula gives you a very nice, comfortable feeling on your lips, so I guess it is more sheer as a result. But the pigmentation is amazing. It's there. My favorite shade, it's hard to pick, but Painterly, I would say, just blew me away. It gives you that bin lip look. Really, really pretty. I did not expect it, but it's wonderful. Many of you guys have told me it's also your favorite shade. And then I'm gonna say the other really just took me by surprise is Love of My Life. This bright pink wears nicely. I think it does have something to do with the sheer formulation. And then I think Dance Card is that 3rd shade that I really just love. They're beautiful. I love these lipsticks. Makes me excited to think about what lipstick to wear with my look when I go to work, because I'm like, oh, I've got, you know, these 6 shades from Lisa Eldridge, like what am I gonna wear today? And I usually just kind of go between these 3. And for my last item, I really thought hard about this because if I could choose, I would just choose all of Merit Beauty's items. I got to try the entire collection and I loved every single product, but it's a bit much if I just like showed you all of them, right? I just did a dedicated video, so I don't think I'll take all the products out again. You know, you guys have probably seen it already. So I really had to narrow it down to 1 or 2. So I picked 2. And the criteria for these 2, for choosing these items, is that they had to be game changers in my makeup routine and perhaps game changers in the industry, maybe. The first item is the Minimalist. This is their complexion stick. It is neither a concealer or foundation, and it can be both. So it has the thickness and consistency to be a concealer, but it wears comfortably like a foundation. The reason why this is a game changer is the clean formulation. With clean formulations or formulas, the number of ingredients you can use or the type of ingredient you can use is restricted. You don't have the same pool as, you know, regular brands, regular ingredients that actually help towards like longevity, the consistency of the product, you know, how stable it is, the shelf life. and also how quickly it may oxidize. So with clean formulations, at least early clean formulations that we've seen, is that they just don't perform as well as like the regular products. But this is nothing like it. It performs just as well as like some of my favorite foundations. It has the longevity. It does not, actually, I think it even does better in terms of oxidization. I could wear this throughout the whole day, and I could just touch up with an oil blotting paper and continue to go for another couple of hours. The fact that you can just use this to spot correct like a concealer is also amazing. I would just need to dab it, and I don't need to blend it in. You just dab it, and the product has that stain power. It just stays on there, and then you could apply finishing powder on top if you wanted to. So this is an absolute game changer for me, perhaps even a game changer for the industry. I hope this product inspires more company to think about the type of ingredients to put in their products, and also what the possibilities are for other clean brands as well. And so I think they've set the bar pretty high with this complexion stick. And the other product is the number one brush. This blends this product really beautifully. It's so easy. The coverage, the evenness, everything is all there. I also use it to blend Westman Atelier's foundation stick, and it works nearly just as well. I don't know that this is an industry game changer, but it definitely is a game changer in my makeup routine. You guys know, those who have been watching, I really like the Koyudo Fupa brush for applying foundation. This actually works better for the stick foundations that I've been trying it with. So game changer for me, and that is why these two items are in the top spot for June favorites. Very quickly here, I'm beginning to think it's gonna be like a 2021 overall favorite. Like it might be in the number one spot at the end of the year. We will see. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And before I go, what I'm wearing on my lips today is SUQQU's. This is the shade 104. It's limited edition and was released along or within the Seaside Sunset Glow collection. I believe this is still available. The reason why I wanted to call it out is I have not had a chance to try some of the lipsticks that I hauled, and I've showed you this before, but I have not yet worn it on camera. So it's got this really, it is a red shade, but has like a coppery red or coppery brown undertone to it. And it also has some sparkly specks in it. It's nothing like the other fluid glows that I have from SUQQUU, so I think this is really different. It's also very beautiful. It's a red that I can wear easily. Some of the true reds with the blue undertone or the really bright reds, they're beautiful and I can wear them, but I really have to be, you know, like the makeup and the outfit has to go with the color. So, but this is a red that I can, you know, pick up and wear with like a lot of different looks. It's more versatile for me. Well, there you have it. There's everything I wanted to show you, the lipstick that I wanted to talk about. See you guys very soon in the next one. If you have not already, subscribe, ring the bell to get notified every time new content is released. Take care, see you in the next one. Bye.